season when I read a lot of contemporary, especially Christmassy themed things, but not all Christmassy themed things. There's only so much tinsel-tinged love stories one can take in 1 month. Rise, book 1 of the Rock Solid series by Karina Bliss. Karina is a New Zealand author who has written books for Harlequin, which I gotta say were some of the better Harlequin books I've ever read. She's recently gotten into self-publishing with her new series, Rock Solid. I read book 1, Rise, which is the story of a literary biographer who was hired to write the biography of a rock legend. I'm suspicious of any book where marrying the rich and famous is the recipe for long-term marital success. But once you get past that, this is one of the better written of this specific subgenre. The character of Elizabeth is compelling, and I like the fact that they admitted that the aging rock star, oh hey, maybe had a little cosmetic help to stay that good looking. It felt like a unique take on the genre. Karina recently reached out to me about reading her arc of book 2, and I'm really curious to see where she takes the series. After finishing off her epic long-running Lucky Harper series, which so many of us know and love, Jill Shalvis is out with a new series, Heartbreaker Bey. First book, Sweet Little Lies. Our main lady, Prue, is the captain of a San Francisco tour boat who one day makes a wish on a fountain that pub owner Finn would find true love. Of course, she didn't mean with her, because, well, she has a secret that means it can never be. And I gotta say, I'm excited that Jill Shalvis has a new series. I'm a tad bit less happy that this first book feels, I don't know, a little phoned in. You know where the plot is going from the moment she's like, I'll tell him soon. Yeah, that never happens. If Jill Shalvis could have taken that plot and kind of upended it, it could have been kind of fun, but unfortunately it just plotted along the existing pathway carved out by the many books already written with this same plot. And because Christmas was coming up quickly, I nipped over to the novella One Snowy Night, which is Heartbreaker Bey 2.5 by Jill Shalvis. I will come back around for book 2 soon. This has a road trip between two people who dislike each other for what turns out to be just sort of kind of a big misunderstanding, so they both don't come out looking like the bad guy. Yes, plot not profound here, but you know, cute Christmas Jill Shalvis fun. Continuing on in the Virgin River series by Robin Carr, I've made it to book 3, Whispering Rock. Bree is a prosecutor who, and trigger warning right here, is raped by a man she'd tried for rape as a prosecutor. Former LAPD officer Mike is recovering from being shot in the line of duty. Can they recover together? I think this book dealt with a dark topic really well, though I think I liked book 2 better. But overall, thumbs up. Timing worked out that I got to book 4 in the Virgin River series just as Christmas approached. A Virgin River Christmas is about Marcy, whose Marine husband died the year before, after an injury he received on the field of battle, actually years before that. To find closure, she decides to hunt down the Marine who had saved his life years before. Guess where he's hiding out? Virgin River! What a surprise, I know. This was a very good Christmas read in a very Virgin River way. Ian Buchanan is a wonderful and heartwarming character, and Marcy was a good counterpoint. Alright, let's talk about all the Christmas compilations. Small Town Christmas by Jill Shalvis, Hope Ramsey, and Katie Lane. Of the 3 stories in this collection, I think the story about the veteran and the stray cat was probably the most fully formed. The NASCAR driver story was definitely an extension of another book, which I've probably read but probably forgot. The farm boy and vet girl story was also cute, more of an interlude than a full story. In summary, I still prefer to read full novels, but if you want some good Christmassy fun, these were diverting. And A Christmas to Remember by Jill Shalvis, Kristen Ashley, Hope Ramsey, Malin Cannon, and Marilyn Papano. Jill Shalvis's contribution really confused me because the same day I read this, I read another short story about a firefighter named Ian, but that Ian was also a werewolf. In this case, not so much. Here, he's just a regular old firefighter who has to rescue his ex-girlfriend from a fire. I thought this was a well-formed short story. I just have to keep reminding myself this isn't the one with the werewolf. Wolf. Kristen Ashley's short really had no story, and I think you needed to have read the rest of her Chaos series to really enjoy it. Hope Ramsey's contribution about a single mother who shows up in this guy's barn was a tad bit overwrought, but I am a fan of the hard-trod backstory, so Molly Cannon's story about a professional organizer was good, fluffy fun, and Marilyn Papana's story of a young widow and a small-town pediatrician managed to feel like a full book in a short novella, which was kind of impressive. I started a new series, Hard as It Gets, Hard Ink Book 1 by Laura Kay. Let me quote the short summary from Goodreads. A romance series about 4 ex-soldiers who run a renegade operation against an organized crime ring out of the back of a tattoo shop. Ex-soldiers running renegade operations stateside is a time-honored contemporary romance subgenre. The tattoo shop, though, is a nice twist. And this series has potential, but I'm kind of oversaturated with this plot type, so the next books had really better pull out some unique differentiators to keep my interest in this series. Don't Tempt Me, Guthrie Brothers Book 1 by Laurie Foster. I'm a fan of her Men Who Walk the Edge of Honor series, so I was interested in picking up this new series, which came out in mid-2016. In this one, Honor Brown buys a house in an up-and-coming neighborhood. In other words, think early-stage gentrification. Her good-looking neighbor and his family are eager to offer their help, but will she be too stubborn to accept it? Cute, but slightly lacking in the scintillating plot department. Plus, the 2 sets of bad things that happen in this book turn out to be entirely unrelated, and one of them is just so random. It just feels like a muddled together plot. That said, this was still cute, and I liked the characters, and I'm hopeful the plots will improve in future books in this series. Room for You, Cranberry Inn, Book 1 by Beth Ehemann. This has a hockey star in it for some reason and a single mother who runs a bed and breakfast. Not the worst, but kind of forgettable. Trying to decide if I care enough about how the story ends to try the next book. Love and Blarney Ballybag Book 2 by Zara Keene. I thought Book 1 was a bit odd, but likable enough to continue on to Book 2. The male lead, I won't even try to say his name because it's really Irish and I cannot pronounce it. Anyway, there's this convoluted combination of shocking secrets that separates him from his American wife for a year until she charges into Ireland to get him back. This was a short 100 pages. It was too short. I think you really needed longer to do this story justice. Alright, what books have you read lately that you thought were just, well, odd? And what contemporary romance series should I be adding to my TBR? Oh, and I'm actually starting to also become quite active on my Facebook page, so if you feel like it, come on over and hang out with me there as well, link in the description.